You can now use Velocity points to fly from Perth to Johannesburg non-stop. It costs 78,000 points and just under $87 in taxes one way.
Yes, after a 4-year hiatus, South African Airways is back in town. The carrier is steadily rebuilding its transcontinental network, and Perth is the second long-haul pin on its revival map after São Paulo. Tonight, I'm flying SAA's Airbus A340 from Perth to Johannesburg. Fun fact, this is the only scheduled Airbus A340 passenger service into Australia at the moment. The jet's 4 engines make it a safe choice for this nearly 11-hour over-water voyage. As I'm taking the inaugural flight of this route revival, Perth Airport is abuzz with festivities, including an African dance troupe. There are 2 priority counters open for business class passengers, so it doesn't take too long to check in. My boarding pass says to go to the Air New Zealand lounge, but here's a tip. The new Singapore Airlines Silvercrest Lounge is also an option, as both airlines are part of Star Alliance. The Silvercrest Lounge only opens at 10 past 10 at night, so be prepared to wait until then. It's certainly worth the detour though. A plate of sizzling char kway teow and some fried rice hits just right. Over at the gate, priority boarding lets me hop onto the plane sooner for that obligatory pre-departure glass of champagne. What can I say? I'm a creature of habit. Business class has 38 seats in a 2-2-2 layout, and they do go fully flat. If you want uninterrupted aisle access, choose a middle pair. Otherwise, if the bed is out, the window passenger will need to step over the aisle passenger. This plane, South African Airways' sole Airbus A340, hasn't had a facelift since it was introduced back in 2005. The seats and in-flight entertainment are retro. This flight serves a full dinner and breakfast before arrival. While it's true that most people won't eat a big meal around midnight, SA281 departs around 6 PM in Joburg time. If you want to adjust to the new time zone better, you could skip your usual dinner in Perth and eat on board instead. We're in the middle of dinner service right now, and I have to say so far the food has been excellent. I've ordered the beef steak for mains and it looks delicious. Right now it's about 7:30 in Josie, so with 9 hours left in the flight, I'm planning to recline the seat and get a good night's sleep. The supplied bedding is excellent, similar to Qantas standards with a mattress pad and a luxuriously plush blanket. The only issue I have with the bed, I'm 183 centimeters tall and the bed is just a bit too short for me. I sleep with my knees bent initially, but later find that the slight recline in a zero gravity position feels much more comfortable. After we land in Johannesburg, I need to collect and recheck my bags for the en route connection. And how cool is this? At the carousel, someone removes priority tagged bags and puts them in a dedicated area for easy pickup. That's good old-fashioned service. Before I show you the return flight and discuss South African Airways, let's go over how to book this trip using points. Great news if you're a Velocity member. Velocity points are the best way to book this redemption. It only costs around 78,000 points and around $87 in taxes one way. There are no carrier charges to pay on top when you use Velocity points. However, SAA bookings with Velocity points can only be done over the phone. My suggestion is to look for the seats on the United or Air Canada websites first, then call Velocity to confirm the seats.
Welcome to Virgin Australia.
When you're flying back to Perth with South African Airways, be sure to stop by their flagship lounge. Even if you're in economy, you can access this beautiful space by flashing your Velocity Gold or Platinum membership. I took a lot of photos, but I was too dazzled by the food and drinks to get around to filming them. So here's a sneak peek of the wonderful buffet on offer as seen by my lens. The lounge is recently refurbished and has different areas for working, relaxing and eating. There are also fresh new shower rooms as well. My return flight on SA280 is on the same plane I flew over in. I'm in the middle seat this time and quite like it. It's easier to get in and out. Just like on my flight over, South African Airways crew dazzle with warmth. Passengers are all addressed by name, which is always appreciated. The crew member looking after me tries to upsell me with more garlic bread and croissants, so 5 stars all around for the service.
Thank you very much.
Overall, one of South African Airways' biggest strengths is its onboard dining. You've seen the lounges, even their domestic lounge in Cape Town is better than anything in Australia. And on board, I can genuinely say their business class meals are some of the best I've ever had. This duck confit was so delicious, tender and bursting with flavour. I told the cabin crew how good it was and they offered me a second serving. How could I say no?
We're almost landing in Perth now after 10 hours, and I have to say, despite this being an older business class cabin, we've had a really good experience, got a solid night's sleep. The service and the food was really good. That duck confit was incredible. I actually managed to have 2 servings on this flight. So I wouldn't hesitate to put South African Airways with Velocity Points in the future. And to learn more about points, how to earn Velocity Points and how to use them, subscribe to our channel and visit pointhacks.com.au.